like a hot mess. But I wanted to talk about, us and our obsession or poor or bad obsession with like reaching a specific point in our life. And I feel like Joyce Meyer said something that was just really, really profound. She was like, if you only live your life for those mountaintop moments, then you'll never fully enjoy life, period. Like if you don't like make peace with just the journey of life, then you'll always find yourself doing this, as far as like, your emotions and all that good stuff. And so, I saw this post of a particular pastor, and she was talking about, how when she was single, she learned to, embrace where she was. And a thought came to my mind, which was, even though this particular pastor is now, in her promise that God has called her to, because like she knew back then God had called her, to preaching and speaking before crowds and stuff like that. Like that was her purpose, and that's what she's currently doing right now. And it's funny because the thought that came to my mind is, even though you may reach the point of destination where God wants you to be, does not mean that you're not going to make mistakes. Like, it just reminds me of David. Like, David got crowned king of Israel before he actually became king. And once he became king, he still made poor decisions and bad decisions, and he still made mistakes. Even, once he actually got crowned king by the people. He already got crowned king by God, but once he got recognized as king from the people, he still, after that, made mistakes. And so, David is the homie, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my twin. That's my spiritual twin. That's, God said that he told me one day, he was like, you remind me of David. And I was like, all right, what that mean, God? But, I digress. But yeah, so, that's pretty much all that I wanted to like say, is that a lot of times we want to reach this place where God has called us, and one, we haven't really just embraced the journey as a whole. And then number two, just because you reach that place that God has called you to, doesn't mean that you're going to reach this euphoria, or you're going to reach this, I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly, doesn't mean you're going to reach this utopia of a life where it's like, oh my God, all my issues and all of everything is just going to be right with the world, and it's like, no, even when you do reach that destination that God has like called you to, sorry, I have my retainer in. Even though you may reach that destination that God has called you to, you're going to make mistakes. Like, you're not above your carnal nature. I'm sorry, you're not. The only person who was above his flesh was Jesus Christ, okay? He's the only person walking on this earth perfect. So, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have some ups and downs. I think that the reason why God allows us to have struggles, because even Jesus promised that we would have struggles. He's like, look, in this world you will struggle. That's just facts. I think the reason why God allows us to have struggles is because he wants us to come to the conclusion and come to the place where we're like, look, I might as well as embrace what this life on this earth is going to bring. At some point in my life, I have to embrace whatever life is going to bring me, and come to a point where I can face it head on, and not with a mentality of, here we go again. Yeah. you know, you know, or, you know, because like when we watch TV or when we watch certain movies, like we're trained to think that, oh man, on this earth, we got a happily ever after and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm not saying that you're not going to be happy. Come on, like, hey, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, you know, to think that you're not going to have any struggles, you're not going to have any issues, you're not going to have any ups and downs, or, you know, or you're not going to have some stuff going on, or to think that you're not going to ever make mistakes, that's just the wrong type of thinking, you know? So I think at some point in our life, we're going to have to embrace it. Embrace every struggle that you go through. Embrace every mistake that you go through. Learn from it. Grow from it, you know? I think the greatest thing that has ever happened to us, just me personally, is salvation. Because it's like, at the end of the day, I don't care what happens in my life, I can stand firm on this one thing that I know. I am loved by God. So it's like, I don't care what I go through, you know, I don't care what happens, I don't care what mistakes I make, I am still loved by God. I'm still loved by the Most High. I'm still loved by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Like, I'm still loved by the Alpha and Omega. I'm still loved by the person who made the fish in the sea, who made the whales, the sharks. I'm still loved by the person who made the universe. I'm still loved by the person who formed me in my mother's womb. I'm still loved by the person who, you know, has to say so whether I live or die. Like, you know, I'm still loved by somebody that is greater than the universe. He's bigger than you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a lot of us understand how, like, big God is, you know, and He has made the decision to love you. And I think that, for me, I don't know about you, but that, for me, has helped me to overcome a lot of stuff, you know, and really has given me peace about a lot of stuff in my life. I don't care what I go through. All right, I got AIDS. I'm still loved by God. Okay, you know what? My son just died. Oh, I'm still loved by God. Like, you know, whatever. Or like, hey, this person don't like me. It's okay. I'm still loved by God. Like, whatever, you know? Like, and it's not to say that you can't, you know, not to say you can't feel, not to say you can't have emotions, not to say you can't go through that process of, like, figuring out your emotions, stuff like that. Hey, feel, you know, do what you gotta do. But I hope that you come to the conclusion that no matter what happens, I'm good. You know, I belong to the King. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I love y'all, and hope y'all have a good Super Bowl day, if y'all gonna watch Super Bowl or whatever. But I'm gonna enjoy my day. All right, bye.